呪術廻戦
Okay, let's read chapter 222. 222, Jujutsu Kaisen, Yocho. Yocho means like omen, omens. This is forecast and kind of portent or omen. So that's what that means. Hang on. This is going to be another really long blah, blah, blah chapter. So this one's likely going to be over an hour. Moshiwakarimasen. Excuse does not exist, meaning like, I'm so sorry. A very polite way to apologize. This is her talking. どうしても最後の一本を見つけることができませんでした。However, even if due, final one item, finding event wasn't possible. So she's talking about when she says ippon, one cylindrical object, she's talking about fingers. So no matter what I tried, the final finger finding wasn't possible. I couldn't find the final finger no matter what I did. So remember, what is it, like 20? It's the 20, well, 20 fingers. I guess Sukuna had 4 hands or 4 arms. Ikayo ni mo batsu wa ukemasu. That's still her talking. In the manner of whatever punishment we'll receive. So I will take whatever punishment you have. Ikayo. Okay, that's also just like a very contrived way to say whatever. As for whatever punishment we'll receive. Yoi, it's fine, it's good. That's Sukuna responding. Dose saigo no ippon wa Gojo Satoru ga motteiru. Whatever it is, as for the final one item, as for the final finger, Gojo Satoru is the one holding it. Sayo deshita ka? Sore wa? Like it was Sayo, as for that? Sayo. Oh. Sayo. Oh, like, okay. It's like that. Or like, it was like that? That's how it is? As for that? So here he is munching on these fingers. Ma osaraku daga na? Well, probably, you know. So osaraku is perhaps. Perhaps, probably. Gojo Satoru wa kozo no shike o enki suru tame ni Sukuna no yubi o subete torikomaste kara toyo jouken o ue ni dashita. As for Gojo Satoru, the boy's execution, in order to do extending or postponement, Sukuna's fingers all making collect after that sort of condition, ue ni dashita. Ue ni dasu. I guess ue ni dasu is like on top of things. Or like, as for Gojo Satoru, he was like waiting for the condition called after allowing to collect all the fingers of Sukuna for the purposes of delaying, postponing the execution of the boy. Again, kozo here is iterori. So this is why he's saying probably that's why Gojo has it. That Gojo would be holding on to the last finger, waiting for all the other ones to be collected. Daga ano otoko ga, but that man, meaning Gojo, nani mo sezu ga manzen to sono toki o matsu to wa kangae zurai. Okay. However, that man, without doing anything, manzen, like patience? No. Aimless, rambling, desolatory. Okay. And as for waiting for that time, it's difficult to think. So, like, I guess it's difficult to think that man would just wait for that time and be aimless without doing anything. Sureni 俺の指を一本手中に収めていて、小僧の死刑を実質なかったことにしていたはずだ。Already too late. My finger, and the kanji there are sukuna. So sukuna's finger, my finger, one finger, shuchu, like in the hand. Yeah, in one's hand, in one's control. Osamete is to like pin down or to have under control. No, that's not what I was thinking. To dedicate, to make an offering? Osamete. To supply. That's what we want. Okay, already too late. Supplying, or maybe like dedicating or whatever, one finger in the hand of my fingers. And again, the boy's death sentence, jishitsu, like in reality, not existing event, doing it ought to be. Woo, this is rough. Jishitsu. Okay, so jishitsu is kind of like substance, or like being real in form, substantive, like tangible. But not becoming event, doing it to that ought to be. So he's basically saying he ought to be doing towards the event of like making intangible or unreal the death sentence of the boy. And I guess this is like dedicating, offering, or whatever, one finger in the control, by controlling one finger of Sukuna. Basically, by holding on to one finger, he can basically just make unreal the death sentence by never allowing it to come to completion. Ano otoko, that man. Ichido narazu, nido mo Sukuna-sama no mae de watashi ni haji o. Okay, so she is thinking, that man, one time without becoming, a second time also, in front of Lord Sukuna, shame to me. Okay, right, so, oh, there goes Kiki. In the previous chapter, Gojo like slammed her into a wall like immediately and knocked her away. So that's what she's saying about like bringing shame to me in front of Lord Sukuna a second time. I guess ichido narazu, meaning like not just one time, but even a second time doing that. Zukin. Okay, that's her grabbing this cloth or whatever she's holding. Kuso, damn it. Hanten jutsushi o motte shite mo imada ni kizu ga itamu. Oh, okay. This is like some sort of pain. This is some sort of pain that's happening, Zukin, because she's saying crap. Even doing something with reverse technique, right now the wound hurts. Like the wound still hurts, even having done why molte? Oh, by means of using reverse technique. Reverse technique is what they use to try to heal things. Okay. So whatever reverse technique they used, the wound still hurts. Okay. Kini suru na ippon. Oh, this is Sukuna. Kini suru na. So don't worry. Don't mind about it. Ippon bunte do nara. Kore de hokan dekiru. One finger portion extent, if it is. So if it's the extent of one finger portion, or if it's just one finger, with this, like I can do, it's possible to do hokan. And hokan is like completion, supplementation. So I can do supplementation, whatever. I can compensate for one if it's just one finger. Okay. Shinbutsu to wa na. So he's laughing. It has something to do with this. As for the thing called Shinbutsu, Shinbutsu is like self-Buddha. Self-Buddha, what does this mean? Shinbutsu. All right. That is not coming up as a word in this dictionary. Let's try Jisho. Oop. It's not coming up there either. We want oops. We want sheen as in self. You know what? Let's just go me. Go. And butsu meaning Buddha. I'm curious about this one. Jisho. Yeah, no results. Okay, let's try one more thing. Yeah, so as a thing called Shinbutsu, again, this is like body and Buddha, self-Buddha. So not quite sure what that means here. You know? Boki? Boki? That sounds like cracking and popping. Kenjaku iya tengen ka? Hiniku no tsumori ka? Hiniku is irony. Was the intent irony? So he says, Kenjaku, no. Tengen, question mark? Was the intent irony? So we're still, oh, he's about to eat this. So I think that was that where he got this? It wasn't clear what this was. It looked like it was the body of the actual old body of Tengen. Kenjaku, it was that chapter where they were talking about the different types of barriers and the magical lands and all that stuff. And Geto Kenjaku was walking with Tengen, and that's when Geto forced all the rules on Kogane, and they found that body there, and it wasn't quite ever described, but it looks right. It's got 4 eyes. It looked like it was Tengen's like actual old body or something. Anyway, they brought it to, they brought it for Sukuna, and I guess he's going to eat it. So he's asking this, like, was this irony? Hiniku? Or soretomo? Anyway, he's eating it. Okay. Kogane. あれから19日経過した. We may be switching scenes. So Kogane, after that thing, 19 days passed. Keika is just to pass time. Yeah. So 19 days have passed since that thing. Maybe since Gojo came back, maybe, or something else. This looks like an old Famicom hooked up. Shimetsu Kaiju no player de arinagara, ichido mo colony ni nyūjō sezu, jutsushiki o hakudatsu sarete shinda mono wa nannin iru. Okay, so someone is talking to one of the Kogane. And while, okay, players of the Death Annihilation rotating game, while existing, even one time into the colony without Nyūjō, without like entering, technique, depravature being done, died people answer that how many people existing. So basically, how many people is it that have died having their techniques ripped out without entering a colony even once while being a player of the game? And the one I want to make sure is hakudatsu, which again is like revocation. Yeah. Deprivation. That was one of the rules, right? So they're asking how many people has that happened to? Oh, 61名です. 61 people. 一覧に出しますか? We'll put out as an ichiran, like to review or to see. Yeah, at a glance, put out. Well, I put it out at a glance, a summary. No, it's fine. It's good. Okay, so this is Geto Kenjaku. 殺されることを殺されたのか、殺すことを恐れたのか? Okay. Oh, sorry, that's 殺されることを恐られたのか、殺すことを恐られたのか. So, feared the event of being killed or feared the event of doing killing? He's asking the question. Were these people afraid of being killed or were they afraid of killing? 違うな. It's different, you know? その60人にそんな直覚的な感情はない. It's different. To those 61 people, that's sort of a 直覚的, like frank or direct, awakened. Oh no, it's 直覚. Yeah, intuition or insight. Instinctual. Intuitive emotion not existing. Yeah, so it wasn't that sort of instinctual feeling or emotion. In other words, fear about killing or being killed. Higuruma Hiromi ga tsuika shita rule ga areba dochira mo kaihi. Don, you're right there. Kaihi dekita no dakara. So Higuruma Hiromi, that was the judge guy. Him, the rule that he did appendage of, the rule that he added, areba dochiramo. I guess if existing either one, meaning of these cases, if existing either one, kaihi was possible, which was like avoidance. Yeah, evasion avoidance. So he's saying basically, with the rule that Higuruma added, whichever one of these existed, then they ought to have been able to do avoidance, kaihi. Kaihi dekita no dakara, and that's why. この国の人間は、剣術が不変向上なものだと、自ら暗示をかける. Okay. As for the humans of this country, the present reality, 不変向上, like non-changing steadiness. 不変. Yeah, so like eternally, that's 不変, without change, unchangeable, and kojo is just, yeah, constant thing, oneself. Anji. Is this like secret belief? a dark, what is this? Anji. Hint or suggestion? Okay. Anji o kakeru. I guess like it's a self-suggestion or self-hint that they do. As for the people of this country, the thing that the present reality is unchangeable and constant. It's an unchangeably and constant thing. That's some sort of hint or suggestion that they, I guess, do to themselves or have inside of themselves. 命も生活も常に瀬戸際を流れているのに even life, even lifestyle, continually on the verge of death, flowing even though. 瀬戸際. Yeah, on the brink. On the brink. Flowing on, even though flowing on the brink continually, life and even lifestyle. Or like at a critical moment. So again, like people think the present reality is constant and eternally stable or unchangeable, even though they're flowing on the brink, a critical moment, always, their lives and their lifestyles. Okay. 誰だって命をかける勇気を持っているわけじゃない。Talking about who is, reason for holding courage about gambling life, it isn't. So, or it's no wonder. It's no wonder about who would be having the courage, possessing the courage to gamble their life. So again, like, who is it? Courage for gambling life, possessing reason, it isn't. だが, however, 他人に勝手に命をかけられてしまったら、あとは行動するしかないじゃないか. However, to other people, or for other people, freely, randomly, if able to gamble their lives. As for the rest, or as for what comes after, action doing only, isn't it that? So there's nothing they can do but act. I guess like if they're able or maybe made to gamble their lives freely or randomly for other people. Oh, yeah. So, but by other people randomly, if it's being made to risk their lives, then basically like they have no choice but to act, isn't it that? Yeah. Okay. All right. To do action. 現実や未来に希望がなくても死ぬことはいつでもできるんだ. Present reality and future. So to the current reality and the future, hopes, even if they don't exist. So even if there's no hope in now and the future, as for the event of dying, it's always possible. Yeah, so even if hopes don't exist now or in the future, then as for the event of dying, it's always possible. Okay? まずは一歩踏み出す自分の理想に一歩近づく. As for first, one step, starting to step, like taking the first step towards one's own ideals, 一歩近く, and like approaching one step. お、一歩。一歩近く。Chikaku. Okay, we're not going to see that separately. Ippo Chikaku. Okay. So first of all, starting one step and I guess like approaching with one step to one's own dreams or ideals. その実感を知らないまま死んでいく人間を私は嫌悪するよ。Okay. Not knowing as it is that truth and going and dying people as for me doing detesting or doing hatred. So he's describing people that he doesn't like, which is kenol, which is going to be like to detest or despise. Yeah, I hate. As for me, doing hatred towards people that go and die as they are without knowing that truth, that jikan, that real feeling, which he's talking about again, like taking a step towards their dreams or their ariso. Again, ariso is, yeah, ideals or dreams. Okay. Okay. 貴様に言ってるんだぞ。Tengen. Okay. To you talking, Tengen. So I'm talking to you, Tengen. So I guess he despised, hated Tengen. He thinks Tengen was a person that did that, I guess. All right. Switching scenes. いやー、俺たちもついに3人になっちゃったね。Well, I guess like even us finally to 3 people become, hasn't it? So I guess it's just us 3. It's just the 3 of us. まだ一人半端になってるやつがいるだろ。Still one person partially becoming person existing, right? So there's still someone that's like becoming a fragment, hanpa. Dana, yeah, it is. Who are they talking about there? Anyway.
Hello there.
Nanami. All right. Nanami wa nanya kanya. Nanami wa nanya kanya. Oh, nanya kanya. 生き残るタイプだと思ってたんだけどな. As for Nanami, everything surviving type, it is thinking but. So he's basically saying, I thought Nanami was the type that would survive everything or anything. Sumimasen, sorry. なんで一が謝んだよ? Oh, that's Gojo. So like, why is Ichiji him apologizing? Why are you apologizing, Ichiji? Nanami-sanが亡くなったのに、なんでお前がと言われた気がしたので、Mr. Nanami, even though becoming nothing, even though dying, why you being said, I guess like, kigashita, kigasuru to have the hunch, or it felt like it was being said like, basically, why are you here? Why you, even though Nanami is dead? どんだけ僕のことを低く見積もってんの? どんだけ? What What a low thing of me. What a low thing of me to Mitsumoru. To estimate. Okay, I guess like are you estimating, valuating me that lowly? Like, do you think so little of me that you would think that I would think that? お前にはまだでっかい仕事が残ってんだろ? As for to you, still huge work remaining, right? So you still have a lot of work left to do. Kibare yo. I guess like kibare. Go all out. Go all out. Strain or exert yourself. その何のことでいいのから話があるそうだ. Okay. That nanami, or things about that nanami, from Ino, story exists, it seems, or so I hear. Okay, and this is Ino. This was the guy that had the beasts, like the 4 divine beasts or whatever, who fought with the started with a fight with Tojo being resummoned, right? Or whatever, not Tojo. Whatever the guy's name is. Anyway, I think that's this guy. Anyway, again, it seems, or I hear that from Ino, a story exists about Nanami. Okay, we're switching scenes, so I guess we don't get to hear immediately what that's about. Gojo Sataru vs. Ryomen Sukuna Juniku Tai. All right, you can see, right? This is Meimei. There's a website, apparently you can bet. We saw this previously with a bounty or something, right? Anyway, Gojo versus Ryomen Sukuna, and Juniku Tai is like incarnated in the flesh. Receiving physical, or receiving flesh body. This is the term they used for the other ancient sorcerers that incarnated. I mean, that's literally what incarnate means, right? To be in the flesh. Okay, Izenkara, from previously, Urashakai no Togijo de wa Jujutsu Kite Ihan Sure no Kyaku tachi o aite ni kakejiai wa 行われてきたわけだけれども。Okay. Okay, so Izenkara, previously or from before, Urashakai. This is like what? Shadow company? Literally behind company, or company behind. Urashakai. Or is this no, Shadow Society. Yeah, Shadow Society, Underworld. Urashakai no Togijo de, and this is going to be like not a battleground, but fight club. Arena, yeah. As for at underground arenas, curse technique, like regularly scheduled, kite, regulation, provisions, violation, suresure no kyakutachi o aete ni. Suresure. Grazing, skimming. Barely. Barely as a violation of kyakutachi. That's going to be, I guess, like customers or clients. Yeah, I guess that's going to be clients. Okay, so previously, as for at underground arenas, to an opponent or towards an opponent, customers of barely violating sorcery regulations. As for betting matches, the reason of it coming and proceeding. But wake da keredomo. Okay. So she's talking about betting matches, which is what this is, right? Kake ji. As for betting matches, towards an opponent, proceeding for customers like barely violations of sorcery regulations in underground arenas. Okay, that kind of makes sense. And something about izenkata previously or up until previously. The English went with before there were betting matches at shady arenas. This is the shady arenas. And this is the betting matches. That were, before. So like, yeah, earlier, there were betting matches at shady arenas that were barely legal according to Jujutsu regulations. Okay, so that's what this means, like barely legal or barely violations of the sorcery regulations. Okay, and I guess this proceeding mean like that they were occurring. So again, betting matches were occurring that were barely violating regulations and that were happening there. That's what was happening earlier. Okay. And wake, I guess wake here is meaning like as you know. As you know, this is what used to happen. Shibuya jihengo no kite henko de 客層が合法的に広がり. Okay, so then after the Shibuya incident, the regulation alteration, kite henko. Yeah, so regulation modification. Through modifying the regulations, the kyakuso the quality of the quality of the customers? The quality of the customers widened or spread goho tekini. Legally. Oh, okay. So basically, there was a legal spreading of customers for betting matches after these modifications, through these modifications of the regulations that happened after the Shibuya incident. So we saw one of those places. That's where Hakari was running. Kake o okonawazu tomo pay-per-view, pay-per-view, pay-per-view チケットの売り上げだけで50億は硬い. Okay. Like without including gambling? Okay, yeah. Without including the gambling, the pay-per-view tickets sales with just that, so not with the gambling, but just with the actual like legal ticket sales of pay-per-view, it's katai is a little bit weird, but it's 50 oku. Oku is 10 million? 100 million. 100 million. 50, 100 million. So 50, wait, 50, 100 million. That's 50 billion. It was like 500 million if it's yen. Ichioku. 100 million. No, it's 5 billion. 5 billion. It's 50 million. 50 million in ticket sales. And katai, as for the 100 million, as for the 5 billion, it's katai, which is just strict, hard. Unpolished, safe, honest. Maybe that's really what that means here. Because she's saying without the gambling, it's a solid 5 billion yen in sales with just the pay-per-view tickets. Okay. This is her talking. Hey, Hydroxide Ant, how's it going? Welcome on in. How are you doing? All right, so here we go. 今ほど自分の術式に感謝した日はないよ. Okay, so she is saying, like, now's extent of one's own towards one's own technique, gratitude being done day, as for that not existing. So as for there does not exist a day doing gratitude towards one's own technique to the extent of today. In English, we'd say something like, I've never been more grateful than today, imahodo, for my technique. So I guess her technique helps with gambling or something. I can't remember anymore what her technique does. Here's Wee Wee. He's got a bag with birds on it, and it says esa. Esa means food or bait. So this is like bird seed. Hira, hira. This is him dancing. Ne sama, big sis. Kore de karasu tachi ni sei o tsukimashou. With this, let's say the birds to the crows. So he says karasu tachi, and it's birds, but karasu tachi, the bird, the crows. Let's do sei. And I can't find sei o tsukeru, but sei can mean, you can see a variety of things. It can mean also like to like seed something. So I don't know if this is like, it's something about like bringing back the crows. So sei o tsukemashou, tsukeru, something to do with like planting the seeds for the birds or something like that. Chi. All right, so this is Itarori fighting with someone. I don't know who is this. Hey, Alpaca. Oh, you're working till midnight. I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, is this what's his name? The comedian? Or is this the sword dude? This might be the sword dude. アップ運動はこんなもんでいいだろ? アップ運動. So exercise. Okay, so the kanji are junbi undo, like preparation training. As for that, or preparation exercise. As for that, this sort of a thing is good, right? So this is Itadori saying like this is good for warming up. Appu. Okay, yeah, that's what the appu is. Warming up exercise. そろそろつかめよ. Itarori. Okay, そろそろ. Soon. Tsukame. Do tsukame. Like catch, hold, grab, seize. Grab something like soon. Yeah. Itarori. So this is this guy saying this. Like grab hold of it, catch it, understand of it, grasp it soon. Itarori. Also. And also here is just that's just like yes sir. Or I guess is this Itadori telling this guy to do that? And he's saying Itadori, yeah, like, yeah. Like, got it, Itadori? That's a little bit weird. Hey, Cornflakes, how's it going? Welcome on in. Mei Taiko. Oh, this is a toge. So, sorry, mentaiko. Mentaiko is like fish, salmon roe. Remember, toge speaks in onigiri toppings. Daijobu, it's fine. There's okotsu. Daijobu. Inusaki-kun no Inusaki. Inumaki. Who's Inumaki? Oh, that's him. Inumaki-kun no ude no koto wa, so kanbu ni wa Itadori-kun masatsu ninmu ni assign sareru tame ni hanashita kedo honnin ni wa tsutawatte nai yo. Okay, so as for things about the skill of Inumaki, toge, as for to Sokanbu, that's like the headquarters. Yeah. Yeah, this is like the commissioner office or whatever. As for to the headquarters, Itadori-kun's like execution duty assigned being done for that purposes, story did, but as for to the person themselves, not transmitting. I guess, is this actually his physical arm? Ude literally means arm, but it can also mean skill. So not quite sure. As for things about the arm or skill of this guy, as for to headquarters, Itadori's, again, like assassination duty, assignment being done for those purposes, story did. As for the person themselves, not transmitting. Okay. As for the event, or as for things about the arm or skill of Inumaki, as for by the headquarters, the assignment duty of assassination of Itadori for the purpose of being assigned, presumably to Okotsu, story did, but to the person themselves, presumably that's Itadori, haven't transmitted. So like, this has been done, but he hasn't told it to the person themselves, to Itadori. Okay. Shake, salmon. そうだね。あれはSukunaがやったことだ. That's right, you know, it is that way. As for that, Sukuna's the one that did that, or that's the event of Sukuna having done it. Sukuna did that. 彼が背負うべきじゃない. He, like bearing the burden, ought not to do. He shouldn't bear the burden. Presumably that's Itadori. Sujiko, what is that? Salted salmon roe. Arigato, thank you. Tsukawasete morao yo. Will receive, allowing to use. Okay, will receive, allowing to use. Which I guess, like, I'll use that. Okay, well, there we go. We're switching. We're just going to Eve, the Christmas Eve. This is when they set the match. So we've got 12月24日, December 24th, Shinjuku. Shinjuku is the location in Tokyo. All right. We'll get there. それじゃ、私は君が五条悟と戦ってくれている間に 死滅回遊の部屋を借らせてもらうよ. Okay, I guess this is them talking here. Well then, as for me, you, with Gojo Satoru, doing the favor of fighting during that period. So while you're fighting with Gojo Satoru, as for me, Death Annihilation rotating game players will receive allowing to hunt. So basically, I will hunt down players of the Death Annihilation rotating game while you're fighting with Gojo. So that presumably that's Kenjaku talking to Sukuna. Does this feel like abnormally like washed out? Utoshi sasato ine. Okay. This is like quickly go away. You don't see inu much. Yeah, this is an archaic. This is an archaic form of this verb. This is normally sadu, but the meaning still means to go away, to pass away. So she's saying quickly go. You're being utoshi, which is either like stubborn, annoying. That is the character for porcelain, so I don't know what that means here. You're being gloomy. Oh, irritating. Yeah. You're irritating enough. You're annoying. Go away quickly. And why does that look like? I guess that's supposed to be she. Go. Shikata nai daro? Well, I got no choice, right? 今日までSukunaから離れたら五条悟に殺されちゃうとこだったんだから. Okay. Yeah, I guess I had no choice, right? There's nothing I could do about it, right? Up until today, from Sukuna, if separated by Gojo Satoru, would have been killed at that event it was, right? Because. So basically he's saying, up until today, I couldn't have left. I couldn't have separated from Sukuna because he would have been killed by Gojo. That's funny. So now Gojo will be busy dealing with Sukuna. そうでなくても今日まで動く気はなかったけどね. Even not doing that way, or even besides that, up until today, as for the intent to move, did not exist. So I didn't intend to move. I didn't intend to move until today anyway. Oh, okay. Okay, this is what? That's Okotsu, Hakari, and Maki, I guess. Gojo Satoru maketa ba'ai. The case of Gojo Satoru losing. So if Gojo Satoru loses, Hoka no kousen no renju, the other colleagues of the technical school, meaning like these guys, tokuni, especially Okotsu o hajime to suru shusen no ryoku wa kyou wa kimi tachi kara hanareru wake ni wa ikanai. Okay. Who is, I guess this is still him talking. So the other people at the technical school, especially Okotsu, as for like the primary battle strength to do at the beginning, as for today, from you guys, or because of you guys, as for a reason to separate, cannot go. Okay. I guess like, all right, well, let's just keep going and we'll see how this fits in. 彼らがスクナを倒せるのは五条悟と戦った直後のみだ. Those guys, or them, as for being able to take out Sukuna, it's only directly after Gojo fighting with Gojo. So again, like these guys, their only chance, the only way they're able to take out Sukuna is directly after the fight with Gojo. And so that's why if Gojo loses, meaning they're going to come in. So if Gojo loses, they're going to have to be, they can't separate from you guys for today because they'll be the main battle strength. These other people at the technical school, especially Okotsu. Okay. Ittekimasu. I'll be back. Watashi wa free de ugokeru. As for me, freely able to move. So I guess Geto here is saying, when he says Kimitachi, he's talking about her and I guess Sukuna. So I guess she's going to fight with Sukuna. Anyway, okay. All right, we're switching batch. Gambare, do your best. Shinu na, don't die. I think they're trying to figure out, like, what should they say? Like, what do we say here? That's funny. We got, like, mini panda. Nanka shikuri konaen da yo na. Somehow, like, not properly coming out. Yeah, they're, like, trying to figure out, like, what do we say here? Somehow, it's not coming to be shikari. Shikari is, like, clean, refreshed, proper. Yeah. Level-headed. Anyway. 今まで勝って当たり前の人間だったからな. Up until today, winning like an obvious person was because. I guess like this is like because up until today, he was the obvious like victor, or he would obviously win. Atarimae is to be like a given. Atarimae. Yeah, that was the natural, reasonable thing. He was the person, the human for that. All right, so we've got everyone standing around. There's Toge again, and this was I can't remember their name anymore. 心配しよう、応援しようという気がわかんないよね. Trying to do worry, trying to do cheering, like encouragement, that's sort of a spirit not welling up. Wakanai. So waku is to well up, to gush forth, to spring out. Like it's the spirit, the energy, the intent is not welling up to either cheer or worry. Yeah, or I guess it's also to feel emotions. Kombu, kelp. Haha. Demo futsu ni yorokonde kureru to omou yo. So Okotsu laughs and says, but normally, regularly, able to do the favor of being happy, I think. I think he's talking about Gojo. Like, I think that Gojo would be happy, normally. Atarime daro. It's obvious, right? Toka, atarime daro toka kaesaretara Sukuna no mae ni naguchimai so da. Okay. Maki is saying, it's obvious, right? Or things like that, if does reply, or if that reply is done, before Sukuna will punch. So, like, I think I'm going to punch him before Sukuna does. If he answers or replies something like, Atarime daro. Hey, Pork, how's it going? Za. All right, we haven't seen this guy in a while. I forget who this is. And that's the, this was like Gojo's equivalent at the Kyoto school. This is the Kyoto gang. I don't recognize this guy. Okay. PD. Sensei. Jutsu Shikijama. Okay. Teacher. Technique. Rudeness or in the way. Or like obstacle. Jama. A hindrance. Technique hindrance. Sensei technique hindrance. That's the three people that just entered, I think, right? Ha ha. Bachikoi. Oh, wait a minute. Is that Gojo? Is that Gojo? It doesn't look like him. Okay, yeah, it just doesn't look like him. Now that looks like him. I don't know what it was. Maybe it's the scarf. That's weird. Part of it is like normally his eyes are drawn a little bit more like that. A little bit more yeah. We never see him in serious mode. Okay. Yeah. All right. That's funny. Okay, so he was talking to Gojo here. So he's saying teacher, Gojo, your like technique is a hindrance or an intrusion. It's kind of weird. And so he laughs and says bachikoi, which is like bachi. Like right on the mark, sure thing. Bachiri? Is that what that's supposed to be? Either that or it's batsu, like come and hit me, because that's what happens here. This could be batsu as in like hit or strike, I guess. Which would be weird. So bachikoi, I'm ready to bring it on. Okay. Yeah, but like what is the bachi? I wonder what bachi is there. From like a bachi is a dirty word, dirty words used by kids. All right, well, whatever. Bachikoi, basa, basa. That's the sound of him flipping his coat over his shoulder. Bish, smack. Baseball slang, usually written in kana, maybe something from baseball. Bachi. Okay. All right. Oh, look, they're all happy. Little do they know there's 5 volumes left. Dun. Bish. Dush. Doka. Bun. Gish. Okay, so I guess everyone's slapping him on the back or whatever. That's how they're going to encourage him. All right, a little bit of levity and happiness before everything bad happens. Ite koi baka mekakushi. All right, here's the peanut gallery. There's Angel or Kurusu. Yep. There's a Mei. Forget who that is. There's a Higuruma. Forget who that is. Choso, the comedian dude, and this is the sword dude, right? Okay. Ite koi. Go and come back. Go and come back. But basically, like, go get him. You idiot blindfold. Mekakushi. Tsuradake no otoko ja ne te shoumen shiro. Just the face of a man, not do showman. Like do the real thing. Yeah, so they're all providing some amount of encouragement here. Showman, like the front, whatever. Yeah, this is like, you're not just a man that's like just a face. Do like the real thing. Do the main thing, I guess. Do it from the front. Yeah, whatever. The sake, salmon. We don't even see toge in there. Shindoku nattara kawarimasu yo. If it becomes shindoku, annoying? If you if you become tired or frazzled, I guess like we'll change. Like we'll swap. We'll substitute if you're getting frazzled. Kateo Gojo-san, win, Mr. Gojo. Oh, yeah, yes. All right, there we go. And we get a final image here of the Sukuna / Ushiguro. That is the end of the chapter. I guess what? Like you're young, your body is light. Itadori. Trying to wrap up there. Okay, that is the end of 222. We made it in about an hour. I guess that's not so bad. I thought it was going to be longer. That was 222. We'll continue next time with 223. Looks like we're entering another series. We're getting towards the end of volume 25, but keep in mind there are 30 volumes, so there's still 5.5 books to go. So who knows how long? Maybe this is the start of the end. I don't know, but we're kind of in the end zone. Who knows what else will happen? But there we go. We'll find out as we go next time.